What's good, everyone? All right, now we're here today because we know what today is. Yes, yes, yes. The Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury. They will be squaring off at 3 o'clock. Right now, we have Atlanta Dream and the New York Liberty, where the New York Liberty is really getting their face beat in. So this is what we're looking for today. Definitely looking for this today. Diane Taurasi, Caitlin Clark, the young phenom versus the vet, the GOAT. There have been so many things said about this matchup, stated from the off season of the WNBA all the way to Caitlin Clark's last year. But the one thing we looking for in this game is a lot of excitement. Now, like I said, the storyline has been built. It's been built for a while. From the Taurasi standpoint, Caitlin been respectful. She's been giving her a lot of praise, honor, and everything like that. I did a video last night. You could go back and check that out. I don't want to rehash. This is pretty much about lineups, roster, how everything is going to play out. You know what I'm saying? How everything is going to look, pretty much so forth and so on. So there's a little highlight reel I want to play of these two real quick, and then I'll get right back into it.
Both have been worth the price of admission. So fun to watch these two women go head to head.
But never has there been a player quite like Caitlin Clark.
Okay, DT, I like this. Anything you can do, I can do better.
For the best three-point shooter in WNBA history.
Caitlin Clark is having herself a day.
I think she's been fantastic. She is the great disruptor in our game. We've never had anyone like her, not just the skill set, but the combination of all the things off the court as well.
The way Caitlin sees the game.
Taurasi is now the league's first 10,000-point scorer.
Diana Taurasi has just won her 300th game.
Oh, Caitlin Clark.
She waited to prime time to connect.
White Mamba noticed.
Always fun when Diana Taurasi rolls into your building.
The rookie sensation out of Iowa.
All right, so like I said, we have that preview. It's a good preview, but like I said, there's a lot that's going to go on into this matchup. From Caitlin Clark starting out with attendance records, viewership records. If you really thought that the Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark matchup last weekend drew a lot of viewership and broke viewership records on ESPN, then you're in for a treat today, because at 3 o'clock, ESPN have both of these have this matchup slated. And it's going to go off the chart. I believe it's in Phoenix. They probably going to break a record breaking of attendance and viewership. I'm looking for viewership to be over 3 million views. That's what I'm looking at, because this matchup is slated from day one. The promo even came out. I just showed y'all that. But, and then, like I said, things that has been said, things has been led up. Now, the one thing that I probably will be looking at is that how well these teams match up. Now, the Phoenix Mercury are an excellent three-point shooting team, and that's one of the troubles that the Fever had. They can't control people shooting threes, and you're gonna expect Caitlin to get blitzed a whole lot. Chloe Peterson from X, one of the reporters for the Indiana Fever, stated that Nate Tibbetts, the coach for the Mercury, said strictly out. They're going to have a lot of people to guard her. They're going to be times where they're going to try to force her to her right hand. It's going to be times that they blitz her. They're going to be some zone. They're going to mix it up, because you got to think about this. Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi, they are the veterans of that team. And if the Indiana Fever ain't ready for that, and to help Caitlin Clark out, this game could get away from them pretty easily. And knowing that they're gonna look at some of Caitlin's games where she struggled with blitzes, she struggled with traps, even back in college. They're gonna look at some of the things that LSU did to her 2 years ago. They're gonna look at stuff that South Carolina did to her this past year. So they're going to look at stuff. Like I said, Taurasi is a veteran. She's been in the game for 20 years. She's definitely seen it all, done it all, and she's going to be prepared. This team is going to be more prepared for the Fever, and I feel then the Fever is going to be prepared for them, because Chrissy Sai's ability to have this team prepared and have them to execute at a high level, especially against good teams, has not shown yet, has not been seen yet on any level. And when you play in a team that is so dangerous, that is so in the mix of the playoff, it's going to be one of those things that you're not going to be able to control. How well Chrissy Sides decide to beat the zone, beat the blitz, and help Caitlin Clark out is going to be dependent on her teammates. Her teammates going to have to come through in a clutch a lot. They're going to have to be able to hit shots, because like I said before, Phoenix Mercury are a very good three-point team. And Taurasi is very crafty. They're going to throw probably, like I said, Taurasi is going to probably be on Caitlin's some. Copper's probably going to take us some. Allen's going to take us some, probably Natasha Cloud. And this game is about matchups. And the Indiana Fever don't match up well with a lot of teams. And so I was racking my brain about this all day, all night, because I wanted to figure out who should start for the Fever. Me personally, I think Lexi Hall should start. I don't think Wallace should start. If Wallace starts in this game at any time, and she has to draw the assignment of Taurasi or even Copper, she's going to get burned. They're going to go off on her. They're going to get in foul trouble. They're going to score on her. She can't go over the pit, as you seen last game against the Seattle Storm, that Jewel Lloyd went off. Like, she had 23 points almost in the first quarter. So my thing about this is that Lexi Hall should start, because the starting line is most likely going to be Natasha Cloud, Copper, Rossi, Griner, and Rebecca Allen. Now, Rebecca Allen is game time decision. I don't know what her issue is. She's game time decision. But if she don't, most likely Sophia Cunningham is going to come in the game. And Sophia Cunningham comes in the game. She's a little bit tougher. She's very gritty on D. And she could shoot. So going back to a lot of things that I was just trying to get my head wrapped on a lot of things that I have seen with the Fever, watching them and everything like this, and just understand their personnel a little bit. Hamby had over 20-something points against them. But you got to think, Griner had 18, Taurasi had 20, Cloud had 14, and 7 assists. That's going to be the thing. I think speed for speed, Kelsey Mitchell could stick with Natasha Cloud. Because Natasha Cloud, she could get her points, but she would like to actually assist more, get open shots. You got to think, the last game, they didn't really, the Mercury didn't really get nothing off their bench. So, but like I said, the Mercury are a better three-point shooting team than the Fever. Now, the Fever can shoot from threes. They have gotten better a little bit more, because with Mitchell, Clark, Katie Lou out there. But you're going to have to have some spacing. You're going to have to put some three-point shooting out there. And this is where Chrissy Sides going to have to, I hate to say it, she's going to have to coach. She's going to have to use Dantas. That's a three-point person out there. And plus, she could shoot mid-range. She could space the floor. She could throw screens a little bit better. The best screeners on the Fever is Samuelson, Lexi, Timmy Fanbenley, and Damaris Dantas. They are the best screeners on this team. Now, like I said, I'm going to go back to the matchups. I think if Alyssa Smith starts, she should take Harper. I think Lexi Hall should take Diane Taurasi to start out. I believe Mitchell on Cloud. I think Clark on Rebecca Allen, or you know what I'm saying, that will be a good matchup for her. Rebecca Allen, she's 6'2", and Clark is like 6 foot 6'1", whatever. But I also feel like at the same time that Clark should be able to use her speed, try to get to the basket. Now you're gonna have Griner and Boston matchup, and what I feel should be really good in this matchup is that how they use, if they could pick and roll, high pick and roll, beat the zone, beat the blitz and covers, because they're going to pick up Clark full court. They're going to want her to get the ball out of her hand. They don't want her to get set up. This is, like I said, this is where coaching comes into play, because if Chrissy Sides was an experienced coach, she will figure out ways to. Now she's talking about in the presser, she's talking about trying to get Clark more shots. She said that getting Clark more shots. We talked a few in the game the other night. She had a couple of passes that she made that she probably shouldn't have made, and been more looking for her shot more. So just trying to balance that with her for a couple. It's going to be interesting. Me personally, I feel like I want this game to be close. I want it to not to be a blowout. I'll even love it to be an overtime game. This is how exciting the game is. The personnel, the substitution is going to be key. I think bringing, when you sub out Alyssa Smith, because Alyssa Smith is not a great defensive person, and Copper is almost like Chinity Carter from Chicago. She's very athletic. She likes to drive to the basket. How well Alyssa Smith can stick with her is going to be interesting, because if foul trouble is going to be a thing. If Alyssa Smith or Boston picks up some early fouls in the game, it's not going to be a good. Then Chrissy Sides is going to have to use a timeout. She's going to have to be able to bring in people that's going to be able to show. Now, Dantas has played against Phoenix and has had success for Phoenix. This is where Dantas could really provide some really good help in this game, because she has experience like that. Also, you got to think Timmy Fanbenley, which she's on the injury report too. She's a game time decision because she sprained her thumb or something in the last game. So I don't think it's really major. She was practicing with a little sleeve on the thumb or whatever. And I think if the Fever want to run, you are probably going to have a lineup like Timmy Fanbenley to start, because you want to run, because Brittany Griner ain't going to want to run. Diana Taurasi ain't going to want to run. And if you could get somebody like Lexi Ho or Timmy Fanbenley to start in a starting lineup and have speed, that will probably help the Fever a little bit more, because then you got somebody out there that's a little bit experienced to set screens. You ain't got to worry about, Timmy Fanbenley. She could use her athletic ability, run the court, get easy baskets. She could pass out, But the focus is going to solely be on Clark. And this is where Kelsey Mitchell has to be smart too. She can't just dribble all up underneath the basket and trying to get a shot, because Brittany Griner is going to block a shot and probably going to knock her down and stuff. She got to be smart. She's going to have to dribble, penetrate, and kick out. Don't try to force shots. If you got an open shot, take it. But don't force bad shots. shooting bad shots in this game against the Mercury is going to be really bad. It's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for the team. Like I said, the game could get away really easy, especially in the first quarter. The first 4 minutes of the game is going to be telling how well that the Indiana Fever is going to execute their game. And if the Fever was to get up, like say they get up some points, I'll say about 6-8 points, how well is the substitution is going to be for Chrissy Size to not kill their own momentum? Because you got to think about it. Like I said, it's all about matchups and it's all about execution. Because if Diana Taurasi goes to the bench and sit down, I will sit down Clark. If Brittany Griner goes out, I will sit down Boston. That's how I would do it. I will never keep Boston in, and then if Brittany Griner come in, then you sit down Boston. Then you don't have nobody to stay under the basket. Or you have Clark in the game, and then you have Taurasi on the bench, and then you have that switch off where Taurasi is in the game, Clark is on the bench, because then you don't have nobody really to facilitate the ball. Because if you have, you can bring Wallace, or no, you can bring Wheeler off the bench, you know what I'm saying? But who's going, unless you bring Katie Lou Samuelson in and have somebody like Timmy Finbelly, they'll match up. And that's what the most part is matchups. Matchups is going to kill this game quickly because Chrissy Size don't know how to match up personnel. She's not. I think Katie Lou Samuelson could be a big part in this game too, a 3-point person. She could probably, come up on a court with some bench players as well. There's going to be a lot to desire from this game. But my thing is this here is that I want this game to be competitive. I don't want it to get away. I don't want it to be a blowout, But they're gonna have to really navigate this game a lot. How well Caitlin's going to do is going to be very important for her. She's going to have to find her game. There's going to be times she's going to have to drive to the basket. She's going to have to use a floater. She's going to have to do something. And then if Griner does go out the game, that's when you really should take advantage of it. Take advantage at all times, just making sure that you get the things that you need to get, easy baskets. On the injury report for Timmy Finbelly, Chrissy Size said that how bad her right thumb injury is. She said she suffered it. She said, yeah, Timmy's tough. She's ready to get some playing time. So I expect her to come out and help us if she can. So most likely Timmy Finbelly is going to play. Me personally, this is just my educated guess. Timmy Finbelly starts. Melissa Smith goes to the bench. Insert Alexi Hall in with Mitchell and Boston in the game. And then you have quickness. You have speed. You'll be able to run. Because if Phoenix goes small, you're going to have to match their personnel. You got to match their personnel. And like I said before, Chrissy Size don't understand that. She doesn't see this. She thinks it's just another game. And she's going to try to preach defense. And lo and behold, I do not want her to start Christy Wallace because Christy Wallace, she's horrible. She's a defensive liability. She's not in a position to do things that other people could do. Don't know what's the issue with Grace Berger. She could serve as another defender on the court. She's better than Christy Wallace. You know what I'm saying? She could dribble, penetrate. She could break down. She could pass. You had Celeste Taylor. This, like I said, this would have been games that Celeste Taylor could have been playing if she didn't get cut. Celeste Taylor could have played a little bit better defense. You would have a stronger defensive person to bring in the game. Christy Wallace and Erica Wheeler are not strong defensive people. And a veteran team like the Mercury is going to support that. You've seen that against the Seattle Storm. You're going to see it again against the Las Vegas Aces the next game. You're going to see it again against the New York Liberty. The Indiana Fever do not have the right personnel to contend with some of these big teams, but sometimes you could use what you got to stay in games. It's almost like the worst team playing and you can't underestimate them. And that's what Taurasi said in her the last game they played. You can't go into this game underestimate the Fever because they are a young team. And if you go in there sleeping, then you could get caught. Now, can the Mercury be beat? Yeah, they can. Can the Fever pull up an upset? Yeah, they can. But like I say, I don't have confidence in the coach because she has yet to show, even when they went on a 4-game winning streak, have not showed that she could continuously keep a high level of coaching. Even in the games that the Fever has won and they was up big leads, teams came back into games. She let teams back into games. Well, the Phoenix Mercury is a team you cannot let back into the game. So that's going to be what's important. You get up, you continue to run. If Caitlin has to play all 40 minutes and no breaks, then that's what it's going to have to be. That's what it's going to have to be because this is a very important game. Win, lose, or draw. I'm expecting Caitlin to have a good game. I do believe at the end of the day, she's going to experience a lot of looks. We're gonna be sitting here scratching our head like, what the hell, Chrissy Sides? What are you doing? Why this person's in the game? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So, and like I said earlier, the Phoenix Mercury are a great 3-point shooting team. Sophia Cunningham, Allen, Natasha Cloud, Copper, Diana Taurasi, she's going to shoot from the 3. Diana Taurasi is going to shoot. She's going to come out. They're going to try to feed her the ball as much as possible. Like I said, the only person I think that could come off that bench that could contend with her a little bit. Now, honestly, Katie Lou could start. I think Katie Lou is 6'3". She could probably show a little bit of size, move around, from Taurasi a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because Katie Lou is not fast. Me personally, Katie Lou or Lexi Hall should be either one of them two starting to bring a little bit because Diana Taurasi ain't fast no more. She's crafty now. Like I said, she's crafty. And so you need somebody like Katie Lou is not that. She's quick, but not that quick. So you put somebody a little bit size on Diana Taurasi to keep it in front of her. That'll be good. Because not Katie Lou, but Lexi Hall is 6'1". But she's a little taller, so either or could work. But they're gonna have to set picks for Caitlin Clark to get open. Clark gonna have to unleash. She's gonna have to unleash this game. She can't have a mediocre game. She can't have a subpar game. Turnovers gonna come. So I'm not worried about that part. Her teammates got to help her out. They have to help her out in this game. If they don't help her out in this game, man, it's going to be bad because guess what? ESPN, Undisputed, every media outlet is going to have their eyes on this game. All YouTube content creators is going to have their eyes on this game. And if Caitlin Clark falters, trust me, the knives is going to come out. They're going to be everybody that's not a Caitlin Clark fan. They're going to be saying, "Oh, see, I told you she wasn't good." Diana Taurasi proved to her that reality is here. Put her in her place. She ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? All the narratives, everything that Caitlin Clark has experienced, because you got to think about it. She has set a lot of records in this early season. She has set a lot of records. She's up for fan voting in the All-Star. She's just recently been on the 10th place in the MVP voting, which she's not going to win MVP. She's, to me, the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year, despite what some may think, because her numbers are record-breaking. She has shattered almost every record for a rookie this year. So I think she's a leading candidate for that. She already won Rookie of the Month. It's going to be close again because Angel Reese does play today too at 3:00 on ESPN 2 or 3, and that game is not going to get a lot of viewerships because that ESPN is going to have all their focus and attention on this game with Diana Taurasi and Caitlin Clark. So the viewership numbers for that game is going to be kind of like doodle, So, like I said, it's going to be a packed house. It's going to be a packed house tonight. It's going to be some exciting game. I just want a really good game. I don't want to see dirty plays. I'm expecting fouls. People expecting technical fouls to be made. It could go the opposite. To be honest with you, it could go extremely the opposite because so many eyes is going to be on this game. The referees is going to be really have to pay attention. They're going to have to call fouls. They ain't going to probably get chippy. I feel things are going to get chippy. Things is going to be looking very, 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 very tight. So I'm not worried about what the fever. With the fever, but I'm not worried about what the Mercury will do. I'm more worried about how the fever is going to handle things. I wonder how they're going to be able to execute things. Because the fact of the matter is, Diana Taurasi already made her statement. She's locked in. She's focused. She's giving short answers in pregame. She's not sitting here dialogue. Caitlin, on the other hand, is giving her praise, giving her acknowledgement. She's looking forward to this. She's excited about this. It's one of her idols that she grew up. But just like Kobe and Mike, she's going to have to go at Diana Taurasi like Kobe did Mike. Give respect later. When you go on the court, that's your enemy. It ain't get no star eyes and all of that stuff. You got to go out for the kill. You got to show Diana Taurasi, hey, I'm here to stay. This is almost, to be honest with you, this is almost like passing the torch type of deal, like how Mike did with Kobe. You know what I'm saying? This is how, like when the Kareem had played Shaq, and not Kareem, but Akeem Olajuwon had played Shaq. It's almost like passing the torch. I look at Diana Taurasi as passing the torch to Caitlin, but Caitlin she's going to have to live up to that billing for her to pass that torch. Now, they do play again a couple more times this year, like I think 2 or 3 more times, so there's going to be opportunity. If Caitlin don't get the best of this game, she got a chance to get a best of her on her home court the next time they play. But you want to make a statement this game. You don't want to let Diana Taurasi have the last word, because if she beats you and you didn't show up for this game, guess what people will say? Hey, she was right. Whether people don't like Diana Taurasi or not, but that's going to be the storyline. You know what I'm saying? But if Caitlin comes out and had good numbers in this game, whether they lose or not, then guess what? She could walk away with the game and say, hey, I played a good game. Then you know what? Then you probably gain some respect from Diana Taurasi and say, hey, the kid did good. She played a good game. Guess what? Now you would get that out of the way, because the next time you play each other, you can say, okay, well, I don't play her. Now I could really go in the way I want to. So, and this is the first time these two teams playing each other. So it's going to be different for the Fever to handle. It's not like they play the Connecticut Suns a bunch of times, or the New York Liberty a bunch of times, or the Seattle Storm a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time you meet in this team. So you're going to have to play almost a flawless game. You're going to have to execute perfectly to beat this team, or at least hang in this game against the team. If you look at what Who just beat them? I think who just beat them? Well, not the Sparks, but I don't even know who they played the last time. So they ain't even played. They've been off for a minute. So the Mercury played the Sparks, even though they beat the Sparks. So they haven't played in a while. But again, I'm looking for a exciting game. People expecting 30 plays in this game. I'm looking for a good basketball game. I'm not trying to look for craziness. I just don't trust the coaching staff for the Fever. That's my biggest thing about this. I don't trust them. I don't trust what they could do to help out this Fever team to be successful. Because Chrissy Size like I said again, Chrissy Size has shown that, she has shown that she cannot coach. And you got 2 first-round picks on your team that you should be able to build a game plan around them. Build a game plan around them and help them win, help them stay into this game. But again, at the end of the day, we'll see. I just, my confidence level is more so of I want the team to play well. I think you could do some things against the Phoenix Mercury, but like I said, keeping them off that 3-point line is going to be a task. You're going to have to be able to be out there and able to not let them get off on 3-point line. Natasha Cloud, she runs the floor very well. She's very speedy. She could assist with the best of them out there, and she's going to set up her team. How well you defend her is going to be a key. Like I said, Kelsey Mitchell, speed for speed, could keep up with Natasha Cloud. And that's going to be a really good matchup to watch, because I think Kelsey Mitchell, she could probably, keep her in front of her, make her give up the ball a little early. Who knows? My thing I think in this game, why not the Fever show some trap themselves? Why not they don't, blitz the Taurasi, make she get the ball out of her hand. Don't overcommit. You know what I'm saying? I will never use my big to commit, but I'll use everybody else to trap. Get the ball out of her hand. Let somebody else beat them. Don't let Taurasi get off. Because if they're going to do it to Caitlin, why not do it to her? This, like I say, is coaching matters in any sport. And you have to be able to execute. It's like playing chess. Like we could go back to football. Like how Bill Belichick will always know how to take your best opponent away from you. Especially because he know that he always had Tom Brady on there. That's like the Phoenix Mercury. They know they're going to have to take the best player off the Fever out of the play, and that's Caitlin. So they definitely going to do things to make other teams beat them. Because the scouting report is out there. They already know nobody on the Fever is going to beat them. They know that Caitlin is going to be the one is initiating the offense and getting things. Now, Caitlin gets off her screens. If she runs through her screens and they set her up and get her shots, take it. Every time, take it. If you could get good passes, then get good passes. If y'all could run up the floor, back and forth on them. Don't show no half court. Don't slow the game down, because that game fits into what the Mercury can do too. So if you got a chance to run Griner and you got a chance to run Taurasi, do it. I will do it. But unless that, man, that's all I pretty much have. I think I'm gonna stream the game at 3:00 and just give commentary throughout the game, play by play. So I think I'm gonna do that. This game is, I want to do it. I haven't did a game earlier this year, but if you haven't checked out all of my videos on Livewire Sports Media, please do so. There are a lot of great content, a lot of breaking down, You know, great stuff, you know, going in about Chrissy Sides, Lynn Dunn, stuff about Caitlin, about the team, you know, just a lot of other different tidbits. So I feel like, you know, like I said, I feel like this game can be very, very important for the Fever confidence if they can hang in there. Now, if they pull up an upset, that would definitely be the talk of the town, you know, because then Caitlin will have something over Taurasi, and you definitely know it will eat Taurasi alive if Caitlin and her team beats her. It will eat her alive because you know the next time they play, she's going to come back with a vengeance. So, again, I'll see y'all again at 3 o'clock. But this was a short pregame just to go over some stuff, just to, you know, see what the Fever can do, how they can match up, what they can, what kind of personnel can they use to start the game. Like I said, if Chrissy Side starts, Christy Wallace, we doomed. If Nalissa Smith, I'm sure Nalissa Smith will start, but if you don't want to start her for defensive purposes, then I will start Lexi and Katie Lou. But if you keep Alyssa Smith in there, then hey, start not Katie Lou, but start Lexi Hall. You know, because Lexi Hall is a little bit defender. Hell, I just watched the highlight reel where she played great defense on Stewie. You know, even though Stewie's taller than her, and she tied Stewie up and actually took the ball from her. You know, Stewie gave a little push down the bounds, and got a tech for it. But still, you need somebody gritty like that. Wallace ain't gonna be gritty like that. She plays too far off. And then the thing about it is, you can't play too far off because, like I said, they shoot well. Rebecca Allen and Sophia Cunningham, they can shoot. You can't leave them out there on the island by themselves. You make them work. That's what you got to do. You got to make them work. So, again, continue to like, comment, subscribe. I definitely will see y'all. And right now, there was a 10-point advantage for the Atlanta Dream over the New York Liberty, and the New York Liberty came back down and cut it down to 3 points. So, but again, there you have it. So I'll see y'all later. Again, I will be back at 3 o'clock to commentate the game, you know, give my analysis into it, you know, and everything like that. And let's hope this game be good as, you know, no blowouts. Until then, this is your boy Livewire Sports Media. Peace.